Hi guys, what's up? This is OneUX1 and I'm going to be telling you what developers, software engineers will expect from you, whether you're a UX researcher or UX designer. So let's go. And don't forget to download the free guides. They're free, helpful, and will help you in your career. So developers have a different mindset to UX researchers and designers in that they're looking obviously at code all day long. They're looking for bugs, they're looking for problems with the system, i.e. is it crashing, is it working correctly? So they're very, very technical. Now you have to sit with those developers sometimes, and sometimes remotely you'll be talking to them in meetings, things that we call retrospectives or planning meetings where you plan the next stories. So a story is a feature, something that you're going to improve. So it might be a small part of a design, it could be color change or an option you're going to give users, for example, to select more than one option, and before there may have been only one option in a drop-down menu. You want to add more options for people to choose, let's say colors when they're buying some clothes, or price, high to low in the filter. Whatever you're going to be working on, that would be a story. You're going to either, as a user researcher, research those needs and see, well, what filters would they like to see? What search options do the users want? That's your job to research that thoroughly, bring back that feedback. And then if you're a UX designer, you're going to look at that feedback, that research, and then you're going to start to sketch and ideate and design. So you're going to design based on that user research feedback. And then you, with the user researcher, will sit in a meeting, whether that's remotely or face-to-face, and you're going to discuss those designs, and they're going to ask you questions. So they're going to interrogate you. Okay, well, how's this going to work? How do you want this to work? So what developers need from yourself is clarity. So they're going to ask questions. They're going to be asking about the finer details, and then they'll be thinking, well, can this be done? How long will it take? And they may break down that story into multiple stories. So it may be something that is too complex to do in one job. So i.e. in one sprint. So sprint could be 1 week or 2 weeks of work in which you've agreed what you're going to complete. Now, if it's more than one story, then the person responsible, whether it's a UX designer or you might have a product owner, product manager, or a BA, a business analyst, they will write down that story and break it down. So let me give you an example of that. So let's say you've researched a top bar navigation on a website. So you have all the options, you've got home, you've got purchasing, you've got contact us, you've got about us, you've got all the options at the top. And users said that they would like to improve that navigation bar, and they want a few features. So they want an improved drop-down menu. They want the hierarchy of the drop-down, so the order in which the options appear, they want that changed. They also want the color of the bar to be changed. And they've also mentioned to you to add one more option on the navigation bar. Now, that may seem like one piece of feedback, but for a developer, that could be a lot of work. So they're going to break that down. One of the developers will take on the task to change the color. Another will to do the navigation drop-down options, i.e. what you can select and what options the users wanted. They'll take that task on. And another user will take on the task of adding more options or more drop-down menus. So all of these things that will come in your job will be negotiation, discussion, explanation of what your users want, and they will tell you what they can do and what they can't do, what's feasible for them. And that's a give and take. So you're not going to get everything that you want to build and design, and they're not going to get everything that they want. So you have to compromise and work together to come up with the best possible solution within the time limits, because projects are timed. So you may have a deadline to complete the whole revamp of the website or the redesign of the website by March next year. So you've only got a limited number of sprints in which you can do that job. So your job is to work with the developers, with the team, to decide what's the priority. Maybe sometimes you have 5 things the users asked for, but you can only implement 3 of them. In an ideal world, you do all 5. Or sometimes you disagree with that opinion because it's not good for your business. It's not good for the CX side. It's good for the UX side. So the CX side is or it could be that it's not a good business case. So it's not good for the business, might be good for the user, but it might not be beneficial. For example, if you make the unsubscribe option very, very prominent, or to cancel a payment, although that's a pain point if it's frustrating if you can't find it. But you also don't want to make it so prominent that people are leaving your site. So yes, you must have an unsubscribe option, or opt out, or sign out, or sign off, or delete account. All those options must be easy to find, because that would be a really bad user experience. But you don't want to make it prominent in a way that you lose business or lose customers. So there's a give and take between you and your managers and your directors on what they will sign off and what they'll agree on, that okay, you can go ahead and create this new option. So developers are in on those meetings, they listen to all that feedback, and then they go away with whatever you and your managers have decided to give them as a task. They'll go and code it. They'll come back with if there's any issues. Sometimes they need more time. So you might have wanted some feature to be improved within a week, and they say, well, this will take 3 weeks. So it's all about negotiating the time scales, how you're going to work together. And that's what it really takes to work with a developer. So don't be scared of developers that, oh, they're these people that are really highly technical and they know code and I don't know code. You don't need to know code to work with them. That's not an issue at all. So don't worry about that at all. Just worry about knowing your process and explaining what you want for the users, i.e. you want to build empathy. Don't forget to download the free guides, subscribe, and any questions or comments you've got, drop them down below so I can make more videos for you. And I'll see you on the next one. This is 1UX1. Thank you guys.